Yeah, welcome back to another episode of the Friends and Family Show on Channel 1 TV. Coming to you live from our studios here at number 5 Ola Hanson Lane in Tessano. You're very welcome, darling. And in this episode, I bet that sometimes you sit down and think that I wish I knew this earlier. I wish I did this when I was in my 20s. Well, that's what we're looking at today. We're looking at the things that you wish you knew back in your 20s. Take your time, take a breather, and think about it. Go down memory lane. Probably it will be about money. It will be about relationships, probably family decisions and all of that. You can be part of the show. I want for you to send me a message via WhatsApp on the number 020-444-7033. Don't forget to add your name and location. Well, my super special name is Noyo Kwote. You can find me on Instagram, Anna_Oyo_Kwote. And when you do find me, don't forget to hit the like and the follow button. I'll take a breather. I'll be right back.
When the stars come out, Ghana Weekend turns up the lights. From the hottest red carpet moments to the wildest after parties. And for all your celebrations, anniversaries, and unforgettable moments, if it's happening, we're there. First, fast, and fabulously. Your front row pass to Ghana's A-list lifestyle is just a click or a channel away. GhanaWeekend.com and Ghana Weekend TV, where fame meets the fans. Promote your next big event with us, because when you party with the stars, the whole nation of Black Stars should know. Visit GhanaWeekend.com, watch and subscribe to Ghana Weekend TV on YouTube. Stay connected with us across all platforms. Follow us on Instagram with the handle at GhanaWeekend.com, on X at Ghana Weekend, on TikTok, Ghana Weekend, and on Facebook at Ghana Weekend. Join the Ghana Weekend family today. Ghana Weekend, all access, all glam, all yours.
All right, welcome back to the Friends and Family Show, always live on Channel 1 TV. Coming to you live from our studios here on number 5 Ola Hanson Lane in Tessano. I'm smiling. My cheeks actually hurt because I like the vibe in the studio. We're going down memory lane and we're talking about what I wish I knew in my 20s. You know, back when you're in your 20s, whatever they say because you think that's you're on top. You get what I'm saying? But then you get into your 30s and your 40s, like, oh, shoot, I should have paid attention to that. Probably that boyfriend. Brother, that's where you want to go. Sister, don't talk to that gentle. I say, ooh, I'm in love, baby. You get. But then sometimes after that, you get to realize that, Charlie, I should have listened. Probably for me, I'm going to start with me. Mine is, my mom always said that there's always going to be a rainy day. So save some money. And I will always say, I have an umbrella. I have a raincoat. I didn't understand that. It was actually putting money away so that you are okay or financially sound in your 30s or 40s. All right. So we'll go back and then talk about all of these. In my studio, I have 4 wonderful people. And I'm going to start off with Dr. Demi Presla-Lecha, right? She's looking really nice. I like the hair because, you know, we're sistering. So I like you. You're very welcome.
Thank you,
Nice.
Noyo.
And then right next to her, I have Jean-Michael, who is a social work and development consultant. Okay, well, going back to Dr. Lecha, she's actually a doctor, so you know what I'm saying. Global health professional and an author as well. Nice. Nice to meet you, Jean-Michael.
Thank you.
I like your glasses. Your watch now, make me.
Oh, Jaimin, yes, sir. We're done in the class.
All right, so right next to him, I have Kojo Vanessa, and he is a HR consultant.
Right.
Nice to have you in the studio with your flying tie.
Already you said what you like.
Yeah,
So what
I
do you
like your tie now, but I thought it's your flying tie. Okay, so finally, Jeremiah Boabing, you're an entrepreneur, conference speaker, and a consultant.
Yeah.
Right. You look dapper.
Thank you.
I like the confidence and the thing. It looks like today we do Bayesian things in the field. Wow. But we're going back to when we were 20. You remember some of the things you did when you were 20?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
And then some of the things they told you not to do, you say, la. Whether they like it or not, I would do them. You know, sometimes I feel like it's youthful exuberance, but then again, when you move away from that, the fire has to burn you small before you know that. Look, I shouldn't have put my finger in there. Exactly. So let's tell me some of the things that you wish you knew. You know, when you were in 20.
But Noyo, this is assuming that everybody's outside of their 20s.
Let's
Is it safe to assume all of them are except me?
Never, ever. Sweet 20. No, sweet for life.
Oh, I thought you were 16.
You know, so even 20,
16.
you've added 4 to my
so
to my
let's go
16.
to 12 for you.
Oh, that's too underage.
Okay, so let's come up a little.
Yes.
16.
So what I wish I knew if I but I'm just playing on age for a little bit. But there's so many lessons, right? But like you said, I think it's part of the process. You can't know everything at 20. So there are some things you will not know and some mistakes that you certainly will make. Across all spheres, you know, professionally, as you plan your career, in terms of finances, as you were just talking about, you know, savings and relationships. We all will and have experienced heartbreaks of all kinds, the ones that left you on your bed for days on end. All lessons, right? So one key thing you said for you was finances and saving up. But one key thing I would say also is ownership. I think in my 20s, I was in survival mode a lot. So I think I began actually owning the things that I have that are of value anyway, or that would build wealth much later on. And I think if I had known, that would have been better. But all the other mistakes I've made, I think it's part of it. Some, you know, some hard knocks. It's a hard knock life.
Yeah, I like that.
So it happens.
Right. You? Anything?
I feel growing up, the reality I came to, which is now my reality, is that everybody dies, not everybody truly lives.
Right.
You know, and the whole time we spend our 20s trying to keep up with the status quo, trying to be what everybody thinks you should be and trying to keep up appearances. And then you get to a certain age and you realize none of it matters. What matters is that you're happy, that you're in a good place. And so that basically became my backbone and my go-to place. And so it affected every single decision I've made in my life up until this point. That whatever I do, I acknowledge that at some point you're going to die.
Right.
You know, it's like Shakespeare said that he finds it weird that people will fear seeing that death an inevitable end will come. I feel like I could sleep today and no wake up tomorrow. and that's okay. But when I made my peace with that, I made my peace in a way where I live every day like it's golden. And so it's like living my life like it's golden. So in my informal sectors now, most people refer to me as the enjoyment president.
Yeah.
I live to the fullest. I do things most people would consider dangerous, like I skydive, I bungee jump, I rock climb,
really?
I zip line, I shoot off guns. I like the adrenaline rush.
Right.
And in the back of my mind, I'm like if I jump out of a plane and my chutes don't open and I hit the floor, I won't live to regret it.
Because you enjoy the dive
exactly.
down, right?
So yeah, you only live once.
Nice. You?
Well, I think I wish I was 20 now.
Oh.
Right, because there's really not much I'm enjoying at this age. Because I mean, compared
that's
to 20,
opposite.
I mean, the fun we had when we were 20. I mean, around the time. Now I'm that uncle that everybody comes to when it's Christmas for gifts. And like adulthood is a scam now. I mean,
No, you just left it like
tell us.
say extreme scam.
Like
Wonderful.
extra
Thank you.
large scam.
Wonderful.
You know, they didn't tell us that it's like this. Now Christmas, it's my home that the nephews and the nieces and the rest come wanting to, and I'm wondering how that man was able to, you know, the Home Alone movie, how he was able to take care of all those children and take them on trips. Because it's not a joke. When I was 20, I mean, I think around the time I had just come out, I was first year, second year in university from Accra. I went to Accra Academy. I mean, the best.
Okay. I should have had you guys on. What school did you attend?
Hey, St. Augustine's College.
Hey.
School Papa.
Hey.
You see, any secondary school that doesn't come from the central region.
You see,
I agree to the second.
he's now trying to achieve, because school is sent to you anymore.
I'm not trying to. You see, what a lot of them miss out on is when you have a seafront school. It's like schooling in a resort.
Right.
Yeah? And on top of that, you end up being sick that says that teach a man to fish, not how to eat fish.
Let's hold on. We'll come back to this banter. I like this one.
So, you know, there are a lot of, you were living, I mean, like you're saying, even now living a carefree life, there's some bit of restraint because, you know, I have to go home with to some baby, some wife who is worried. At that time, it's some girlfriend who really you don't know whether it's the person you're going to commit your future to or not.
Right.
So you really did not care that much. I mean, we can sleep in the disco from morning till evening. Just jump from one place. I mean, Boomerang, those Glens, White Bells. We're just moving around. You understand? We're just
right.
You are doing solace.
You walk from Kaleshi to Circle.
Do you know solace?
Yeah.
Solace, yes. Solace is like some small
It's okay.
meat pie
It's okay.
joints.
It's okay. I beg you.
Anyway, you come to your mother.
We'll come back.
You understand? So, I mean, it's a time I really want to relive over and over and over again. Like you said, I try at every point in my life to, for every year, try to relive my 20s, my teens, because I don't want to lose track with the very foundation that has brought me this far.
Right.
I'm sure as we keep going on, we might get to a point to talk about our regrets, but I personally feel every mistake, every correct box I've checked or ticked has added up to the journey where I am now.
Right.
Maybe if I had taken a left turn, I would not be here. Maybe if I had gone to St. Augustine's.
Hey.
Doc, what's good you go to? As you bring you know, Abugis were, even though they were at our girls' school, but we managed to co-opt them. You understand?
Sure.
Oh yeah, we're doing head of state awards schemes with Hosa.
Yes,
You understand?
that's
She
true.
does
opposing
So let me know.
anybody.
You don't say what you want to say. Oh yeah, give you straight bullets. I give you
but basically, yes. my 20s, I think, have been the best of my times. Maybe by the time I'm done with my 50, I might compare that maybe my 40 to my 50 would be the best compared. But as of now, the 20 takes it.
It takes it.
Yeah,
Takes it, right? You?
Well, I had a great life in my 20s. Many of the things that I've become known for now are things I began in my 20s. At age 20, I tried to set up a basic school. By 21, I tried to set up a basic school at age 20. No, I used to be a teacher, so after starting school, I taught for a while, and I thought that I'm very interested in education, so I'd like to set up a basic school. So I did attempt to set it up. At the time, I wanted to build a semi-wooden structure with part blocks, so I was able to buy about 50 to 60 pieces of 2x6 and 2x4 wood. I was just about 20 years old, and I was determined to build a school. The error in my thinking was that I thought that when I make enough progress in that direction, an adult will see me and say, I like this guy, let me help him.
Push, right.
That help didn't come, and I stopped. I mean, when I think back in those days, if I'd done that, probably I've accomplished more than I've accomplished now. But having said that, I still did a number of things. I started hosting conferences when I was 20 years old. I wrote my book when I was 23, my first book when I was 23.
Why are you going to make some of us use of these calculations?
I started my first company. I started my first company when I was 27. So much of the things I become known for now are things I began in my late teens, in my 20s. However, I got to find this out when I got married, that because of ambition, because of the drive to achieve, I did not live fully. I did a lot of things that made people say, wow, this was great. I did things that I felt I was called to do, I was destined to become, but I didn't have fun. I didn't really go out there and stretch myself. So it was after I got married that I started feeling like, brother, that's a Robin one booby crowd. And I should have had a bit of fun.
Who's this guy?
That you're doing?
You know, if you had continued like by now, you'd have built in Augusta.
I mean, pick on the ones below you.
I wish I'd lived a little. So when I meet people who are very ambitious and diligent and this, I tell them that you slow down. I recognize the ambition and this and everything, but slow down, have a bit of fun. Because all of those things add to you. Because when you're ambitious, you're always thinking about doing well. But you don't consider things like emotional health, mental health. And then it gets to a point in life where when it gets hard, and you see that if you had developed those other aspects of you, it would have been great. So I had a really great 20s. I mean, one of the lessons that I think that I did recognize later in my life is that confidence is not always an advantage. I was born with confidence. I didn't acquire it. I was born with confidence. But the disadvantage with confidence is that sometimes you need to listen. Sometimes you need a bit of self-doubt, a bit of anxiety so that you'll be careful. But when you're so confident and you believe in yourself and you believe that you know where you're going, you don't listen. And then sometimes too, you are overly selective of what you do to develop yourself, because in your mind, you think you know where you're going. So you know what you need exactly and what you don't need. But you never get to a point in life where you see all the road ahead of you. So a bit of self-doubt, a bit of anxiety, a bit of not being sure of yourself is useful, so that you learn things. When you see opportunities, they may not look like they align with the vision you are carrying, but you learn yourself to the process, you learn things, so that eventually, when they show up in your future, you can make good use of it.
Right, I love it.
He speaks like a teacher.
Yeah.
He speaks like he's giving a lecture.
Not sweet. Step by step.
I thought you were the
10
teacher.
points.
That's why.
Conference speaker.
See that cowboy? He's setting the basis to say the whole show. He said everything, so I don't have anything to say.
The whole show. Right, so let's talk about career and money. Okay, in your 20s. So let's start off with, how I'll start with the financial bit. What's that financial mistake that you probably did in your 20s that has actually taught you a lesson, took you through some kind of tough times? You know, because for me, it's always going to be the money thing, because I also had that mindset in my 20s. Like, you know, you only live once. So if I get 10 billion today, 10 billion, come on, you know, 10 billion, then I'm, you know, like, two group is so level, you get. Like, you know, I'm doing this, so it go everybody, so you get. So the financial bits, dear, that one is still something that's in my heart somewhere, that it burns me, like, because if I see the kind of money that it's passed through my hands sometimes. I go like, back then, if I had that, you know, put some here, buy something small. They say fried rice money, no, they buy
beds. Your next of kin knows how to chop your money better than you.
Charlie.
It's okay, chop it.
Charlie, they say fried rice money, no, they buy beds. But that fried rice money pay me till today.
You know, maybe I'll take this first, because
Right.
so this one is say me.
Say you.
Yeah,
be madam.
What's it say?
BSL or madam?
Attention to detail.
Now
Attention
they
to
say we can't
detail.
assume.
I'm to see it. Please, I. Yes, my brother and she here, madam. I beg you.
Anyway,
Let's go.
So I mean, I grew up thinking, live life.
Right.
I'm part of the Chop Life gang.
Hey.
You understand? Yes, live life, and you only live once, and you live by the day.
Yellow.
So I had always, tomorrow will take care of itself. And I mean, in my teens, I was not taking alcohol. I wasn't drinking, but I had a lot of friends who drink. And yeah. We choose one of the many.
I'm in shock.
No, we choose one of the many vices.
That's what you're doing.
It's drinking
which are
and
the
eating.
issues?
Oh, yeah, John, my.
So
Don't bring God into your.
So we go sit down, and boys want to drink, and I'm the one who always wants to sponsor and buy.
Hey.
And so
money.
every now and then it's just buying. But when I was doing my national service the first year, when I said, okay, for this whole 1 year period, I want to learn. I mean, I started life as an engineer, so I want to learn. So I don't want to do friends. Would you believe that saving all the money that I would have spent on Friday evening, I bought my first car?
Wow.
Right.
Yes. So then in my head, all these years that maybe I would have bought the car for his school to be his bus. You understand? Because this is like university first year, second year, third year, fourth year, being the one buying the booze every now and then. Those days, Gouda, Stone, and it was not small drink for the boys. So when they go, they are not drinking just one bottle. You understand? They sit down, because they are not the one buying.
They're
They even
drinking.
drink half.
Half
Then
crates.
they want to drink another one. You understand? But then for just a national service period of 10 months, I was able to buy a BMW affordable. It was an E-registered plate at the time, but I was able to buy it out of them. That's why I realized that I had made a mistake all this
Throwing
while.
that money
If I had
away.
kept that money, probably. But then, yeah, I mean, who cared? I was living with my mom. Anytime I needed, they would give to me. All I had to go and tell them one book or the other that I needed the money, they would come. You
People buy
understand?
the Joe, they buy the graphy later.
I was doing engineering, so I was doing maths 1, maths 2, maths 3.
Okay.
You understand? So that's one of the lessons I learned that. I'm sure probably I'm in banking now. It's one of the reasons I'm sure it motivated me to move into that area, because I noticed that there is so much power in being able to put money aside. I mean, like I jokingly said, even the Bible says we should go to the ants and learn from it, so you can be able to save during the sunny days, because a rainy day would come. That lesson I wish if I had learned early. I'm sure by now I'll be some.
You and me, Bills.
Yeah, I'm sure like when
Because
China
the thing,
is
when
going,
the
I'll be
money
following.
comes, you have the plan before the money comes.
The money doesn't even come with
Thank
the plan.
you. Even that time the salary can be the because
You know, it's funny.
You see,
Yeah.
this is where I kind of veer off a little bit, because it doesn't necessarily mean if you had saved all the money,
you would have been able to do something right.
It's a rite of passage. You need to go through these
Experience
experiences
that.
because
I spend money.
you live life. You see that living of life, all comes together in becoming who he is now today, where he can now decide, okay, maybe
now let me take a step back.
Exactly. But then you would also have somebody who is unlike you, who's a freeloader, always drinking the booze, so wasn't spending their money doing that.
I still
How many of them are where you are?
Exactly.
I don't even know where they are.
Exactly. Some of those people probably have the same level of money you did, but never bought a drink for anybody. I see them even today. Even today, because I run events at Soho, Luna, and White Restaurant, and I have friends who would come out every weekend. You have the ones who will get up and they will dip their hands in their pocket and drop something on the table when they're done. You also have some habitual table sitters who will come every day and still don't see reason in contributing towards the dough they've helped create. However, you look at their lives and they don't look like they've still done much beyond that. And so even if they were saving the money, what's there to show for it?
Right.
Okay. You have anything to add?
Oh, I think I agree with both of them. Personally, in my 20s, I wasn't in Ghana. So it was a lot of, like I said, I was in survival mode. I was out of the comfort zone of having my parents, family, and all of that around. And it was just like I was in university, but I had to work, figure out a whole new country, all of those things. So I wouldn't say I enjoyed myself that much, and money and saving and trying to make prudent financial decisions was not really my focus so much at that time. It was just trying to make ends meet for the day and trying to pay my rent at the end of the month, because if you don't make your rent, you know how outside is. Nobody's gonna come be like, oh, you stay one more month or so. You're getting an eviction notice, and you're out. So it was a lot of just trying to get through the day on a daily basis. Would I say I had money that came through my hands and maybe, like he's saying, misappropriated it,
with
or
the money?
Not entirely, but I also did have some fun. I also did have, I'm not as primpra as I may seem.
You look like a prude.
Do I?
Anyway,
a whole prude?
Well,
Child, you have no idea.
We'll come back to this Prim-Pro conversation. I really want to understand the Prim-Pro conversation.
Somebody was singing, it's a hard knock like
so it's not too Prim-Pro like
but
that.
That one cries Prim-Pro.
That one is Prim-Pro.
Yeah.
Anyway, on this Prim-Pro note, I'll be right back. I'll take a breather. You're still on the Friends and Family Show. You would have to tell me all the things that you went through and all the things that you thought or you wish you had known in your 20s. I'll be right back. My name is Noyo Kwote. Don't go nowhere.
Where politics meets power, where the tough questions are asked, welcome to Face to Face. Every Tuesday at 9 p.m., join Umaru Sanda Amadou as he takes you face to face with the key players shaping the future of our nation.
I lost over $10 million at the trade fair.
You had a fight with the management of trade fair?
I don't have a fight with them. I just deplore the way they went about what they did.
Let's talk about the chief prosecutor of the state at the time that you were being prosecuted, Godfrey Yeboah-Dame, the Attorney General.
Yes. I think he was directed to jail us.
By who?
By the system.
Boko has been a failure for your government, though.
Can't be a failure.
You have not solved it.
No, you are not praising them, the previous government for solving Yende, which was even a more difficult case.
It's quite obvious that from these votes, the people felt that let's just let you go.
So they were disappointed in us. You are essentially the worst government in the Fourth Republic.
I don't know how you are doing that. If you based on the indicators.
Yes, based on the number of people who refuse to come and vote for you.
If that is your analysis, then why not?
No filter, No boundaries, just the truth behind the headlines. Deep, bold, and unflinching. Face to Face with Umaru Sanda Amadou airs on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. only on Channel One TV, where politics gets real.
Yeah, welcome back to the Friends and Family Show. We're still talking about all the things you wish you knew back in your 20s. Now, I'm going to ask this question. We're moving away from money small to a career. Okay?
How can you move away from
you want to talk
money
about
to career? But career is money now.
But what I say, a career and money. So we talked about the chain that's paid with the money. Now, the Ejuma that's brought the money that makes you do back. Yeah, now we're going to do that. So if you were to choose a career path, would you still be on what you're on now, or you had something else? Because our primary one, let me see, when I was like between year 1 and year 3, when you ask me, I want to be a pilot. And then you go to year 4 and 5, you see somebody else's own and say, "If Papa is a or a doctor, I, this person be a doctor." You know, it changes. Yeah. And then you get to probably high school and you realize that, oh, this is what I want to read. So now I want to be, you know, a journalist or something. Now you're out of school and you're like, Charlie, can care my journalist there? It won't happen. You know, that I don't think that's what I want to do. So if you're choosing that career path, right, would you still be on what you're on now, or you'd rather want to go back to, like, you wish you had stayed on that in the 20s, that career that you chose?
I think, well.
Should I go?
Yeah, you can go.
Okay. Yeah. So what I'm doing now is what I have evolved into, right? So I started off looking at accounting, then like here, my 20s was in England. So I've done working in the banking system, and I worked in real estate. Then I went back into the formal sector, and then one day I woke up and I felt like for about 20 to 30 hours in every week, I was volunteering, working with young people in youth clubs. And my Ghana boys would say, "Now what do you do? You tell £10 an hour, already." And I didn't care. I just loved to do that. So eventually, I started thinking maybe this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And then I eventually resigned and went into full-time youth work. So then I went to school and was like, I want to study youth work. So I started working with young people. And I came to Ghana, then was heading Orphan Africa, doing social work. And it's the one thing that I could do even if you weren't paying me to do, because I love doing it. All I did then was I started focusing on what I was most passionate about, like enjoyment. I'm passionate about enjoyment. So I do carnivals, for example. I work on the Notting Hill Carnival in London. In Ghana, we do a Dinkra Carnival, and we're trying to get the carnival culture started proper in Ghana. So we have a carnival that the rest of the world can look forward to attending. But then I merged that and got into events. So at Soho or Luna, you find in December it's some of the hottest places to be in this country. But then the events that I do also fuse into my social work and everything. And my social work side works with my human relations. But then in the line of work that I'm in, which have to do either social work or with entertainment, I fuse all of that together. So now I'm living my best life. I get paid to do the things I enjoy
she
doing.
loves. Nice.
It is what it is.
Nice. You want to take it now?
Well, so with the benefit of hindsight, I've become even clearer and more convinced about the path I chose. Many of the things that I envisioned doing when I was in my 20s, about the only thing I dropped was journalism. And the one who made me drop journalism was Banana Blair. But then I met the one who made me. I'm sorry. The one who made me drop. who made me drop journalism was Bernard Able. Bernard met me when I was in my early 20s, and he had seen me speak a couple of times, and I told him that I want to get into journalism, but he noticed that it wasn't really my thing. That I was looking for to use it as a stepping stone to the real dream that was to become a speaker, and he felt like, no, don't waste your time doing this. Go and do what you want to do. So I chose the path of being an entrepreneur, and with what I know about myself, I'm so clear in my mind that when God was creating me, He told the angels, guys, we are creating an entrepreneur. I was born for this. I don't think I would ever have succeeded as an employee. I don't think so. My mindset, my makeup, my spirit, the way I see, the way I think, it was created for entrepreneurship. So I'm doing exactly what I wanted to do.
Right.
The mistake I made in the beginning was that I was overly driven by passion. You know, we grew up in the John Maxwell Dare to Me era where there was a lot of emphasis on follow your passion, follow what you love. It was a good thing. But something was missing there in many of the things that Maxwell and the others taught. They didn't teach us the economics of it.
Right.
So we were made to feel like if you followed money, it was a bad thing. That you should focus on passion. But passion does not buy wachi. Passion does not pay rent.
Unless you monetize it.
Exactly. So the monetization, business model, business development part didn't happen. So many of us operated with a mindset that I am doing what I am doing, and if I do it long enough, I will make money. It's not true. Longevity is no guarantee of currency. You don't make money from something only because you've done it for a long time.
Right.
You must learn the rules, the principles to monetize it. How to
Longevity is no guarantee.
I'm telling you.
In the drop bar. Yeah. Maybe you should have been a rapper.
Longevity, currency.
People follow your passion. Follow your passion. However, monetize it. Find a way of making the passion make money.
Right.
Then again, as I grow as well, I've also realized that the emphasis of passion can be inordinate. Life is not only about passion. Because, you see, even in doing what you love to do, there are things in it that you don't love to do. Even for you, I mean, clearly you are born to talk. It's so obvious. This is your thing. But in doing your thing, the other parts of the thing, they may be report writing, that may not be what you enjoy doing.
But I understand.
But you must learn it. So, in addition to passion, add discipline. Discipline is when you force yourself to do what you don't want to do, because you know you need it.
Tap him again.
Wonderful.
And for a lot of people in their 20s, and I have people all the time, that's a challenge. They don't want to be disciplined. They don't like the hard stuff. They want things to be easy, especially the people that they call Gen Z. And they're from Gen Z,
Maybe how they fade it. That's
But life is not only about passion. It's not only about high rate. Life is sometimes about hard work, pain, discipline. Because you need that to become the best that you can be.
Wonderful. Well, I take a message and then we're back. This one here says, my name is Miss Na, reaching out from Spintex. Shout out to the Channel 1 team. I love the friends and family show. Oh, it's real edutainment. I love it. Now to the matter. My mom used to tell me to look out for men who are so self-care inclined. That's wear big watches, designer shoes, clothes. Oh, big watch, and your wife, okay. Have more than 3 shoes with matching watches and caps. Okay. Her reason is that those men don't invest in their women as they spend so much on themselves. I think your mom lied.
I read them.
I think your mom lied. Yes, now I'm plus 30. She actually agrees. She says, I'm now at plus 30, and I agree with 10 bags of cement This one's Hey, what do you mean by that? To say if I'm going to the pain?
She didn't learn anything.
She didn't learn anything from it.
You see, but that is what I meant about the experiences. That she needs to have allowed herself to go through experiences so she evolved.
So now you should have seen being with somebody.
The illiterate of the 21st century is one who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn.
Right.
She was taught one thing. She's
and
become like a robot. She's run with it.
Yes.
And so she still sees exactly what she's been programmed to see.
I thought she was going to say that
a man
like that, you don't have to clean after, pick up after when you're married because they will iron their own clothes.
No,
maybe
they don't take care of women.
Yeah,
maybe your mom's experience is what's like, she's trying to put. Probably she dated some guy that's to wear shoe plenty, but say, Era, Fantomano tour, that kind of level. But that's what I think she lied. I'm sorry.
It speaks to an error that people make offering.
Yeah.
And that I probably would call the danger of a single emphasis. Somebody goes through an experience.
Okay, but watch your book.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. People go through stuff. A number of things happen. Then they pick up on one factor.
Yeah, run.
And so that's how some people are tribalistic. Somebody enters a marriage with somebody from this tribe, it doesn't go wrong. Then they say,
and then that's
everybody from this tribe is good.
Yeah.
You're not being intelligent.
Yeah.
If you're intelligent, you know that there are good people in every tribe, there are bad people in every tribe, there are sweet people in every tribe, So you have to pay attention to details if you're going to do well in life. Sometimes something will not go right. You must look for all the factors that contributed to it and not think that looking for a man who is obsessed with self-care is the only solution. Hey,
well, that's the second part of the message.
If he doesn't care about himself, how is he going to care about you?
About you, Anyway, the second point says, I wish I knew the spiritual repercussions of sex. I would have avoided setting World Cup matches. European League and local matches.
Club World Cup.
Also, I played and choices I made. That one, the answer. I made a lot. Okay, this is another one. I made a lot of money in my 20s. Fortunately, I knew about investments, but I didn't know who to go to for advice. My siblings were living their lives. It's good to help, but I wish I knew limits to helping and who to help. I give almost to having nothing, and now I'm broke. Career, the adults I spoke to on what I wanted to do discouraged me. Okay, and now I'm struggling to find my feet. I wish I was bold enough not to listen to them and consult the person in the field I wanted, which would have been a great one. Because if you want to go into HR, definitely you have to talk to somebody who's already in the field, not somebody who actually thinks of how it goes or how it works, right? This one here from Sheila from Oklu in Kwanta. Well, please, the quote again. Longevity does not guarantee currency. Is that what you said? Yeah. I hope it's correct. Powerful. Please tell him to write a book. He already has books, my darling. And we'll buy one today. Just say, well, and I'll bet you for.
I'll bet you, baby, I'll bet you. But what's your longevity?
All right, so keep the messages coming. So if you don't know how, send me via WhatsApp on the number 020-444-7033. That is 020-444-7033. And don't forget to add your name and location. Okay, now we'll jump off to friendships. Okay, so what's that one friendship you got into that probably went sour, like, it became worse, right? It became worse, or it's better off now. Back then, we do plenty friends. You know this person, you know that person, you know this person. Everybody comes into your camp and you're like, oh, because the person likes a few things that I like, the person is my friend. So let's talk about this. This one, straight to you.
Friends or friends?
Second one, I said just like.
We have friends.
Friends.
We have friends.
Second one is which one?
You let her finish.
So you made a few friends. Yes. And that are actually better off. Others do worse. Let's talk about that.
So friendships or lifelong friendships is a positive thing, right? To have in your life. You need friends, you need a gang, you need your people, your tribe.
Your circle.
Call it whatever you want to call it, your circle. Particularly for women. I think men have the this is my dog, my G kind of, it's a pack, right? Because men roll in packs. Not that I'm speaking for men, but I'm the resident female on the panelist. But for women, you go through life with a group of friends. Unfortunately, as you grow out or outgrow, some friends, and not everybody that comes along with you will
Go to the end, right.
go the length with you. So some may drop away, but now in my 40s, I've come to realize that is quite okay. If this is where we've gotten to, it doesn't have to be acrimonious. We're not
Right.
fighting. We're not cool anymore. No, it's just we've come to the end of that tight path. And that's fine. You were in my life in a positive manner, but if I realize that is not the case anymore, then but I think if you throw it back to 20 years ago in my 20s, it's just you just have to learn through some of these things.
Yeah.
You have to grow through some of this discomfort or challenging friendships, and unfortunately you think it's so important, almost like a relationship. You break up with somebody in your 20s and you're so distraught. 20 years later in your 40s, you're like, I'm not quite a friend is saying, and then you're wondering, why was I even like who, what, why, when, so things seem so important to you at that time, in that moment, because of your level of maturity and the growth that you will experience through going through all of that. But
Right.
yeah, friendships now, you just, if it's time, it's time. You just gotta let it go, and you gotta just, let it
Thank you.
sail
I like
away
that
nicely and just kiss it goodbye. It'll be fine.
No hatred, no,
No
pain,
hatred,
no
there's no
nothing.
time for that. Yeah,
Thank
just
you.
gotta let it
But
go.
that people actually don't believe that like you can let go smoothly like that. They always feel that you either stepped on my toe, for that reason I'm going away. And on the main kasabi masa wa Warrington and saying no all back we just my friend come that kind of thing. And I think sometimes it's mostly with women. Men don't really. I don't know if you do.
You see, the thing is, that I think most people's problem stems from the fact that a lot of people overlook the signs. Yeah, I've grown to find the signs don't lie. The signs never lie, actually.
Right.
So when people show you their true colors, believe it.
Believe it.
If you have a friend and they're constantly talking smack behind you, and everybody's telling you, that is how they feel about you. You can't make excuses.
For
Now,
them.
because of that, the way I've grown is there are things that I don't tolerate. For example, the concept of when someone slaps you, turn the other cheek is very alien to me. Slap me, I'll return same energy.
That's right.
I've become a mirror for what you give. So what you show me love, I show you love.
Right.
You don't, I give you aggression, and I like violence. This is how my mind works. Now, since I chose that path, I find that I'm constantly at peace. Yeah, I don't feel I need to impress anybody. I don't feel the need to please anybody. I don't feel that if anybody was out of my life is any worse off. My life revolves around self-love. My self-love allows me to trust the energy people give off.
Yeah.
And so if the people around me are giving, or I meet people and the energy is off, I'm not interested in getting to know them
Nice.
anymore. And sometimes I don't even know why I'm not interested in it. I just know
I
something
just
about
don't
my
want
spirit doesn't click with this person, so I cut it off. But all of that comes down to that one part, self-love, because when you learn to love you, you learn to attract the things that work for you. And if it doesn't work for you, it has no business in your life.
All right, anyone wants to take it?
I mean, I learned at an early age not to burn bridges. So I know how to quietly fade away, such that I can always come back to say hello and fade away. So in life, I always, let me sound a bit philosophical. I like to put...
Why are you pointing,
Why
my guy?
Why are you pointing?
Why are you pointing, my guy?
He's the only person that somebody has said you should write a book.
So the only problem is nobody has reference to it.
I prefer to put commas with people in my life than to put full stop. Because I think people come into contact with you for a reason. What I have in my head, you can never take away from me. I am better off getting a bit from your head to add to what I have in my head. And gradually, when I do that for a lot of people, I become more knowledgeable than you if you don't take from me. And so I try as much as possible that people I met in JSS, I met in SSS, I met in the university, I met in my first job, second job, in church, at the club, at the wherever he does his events that we go. Once we become acquaintances, once we become friends, even if we fall out, I try as much as possible that we do not bear grudges. I am, and I mean, it's one of the things my wife always tells me. She wonders how I do it. No matter how much you offend me, I hardly would get angry and cut you off for you to see. Before you would realize, I'm gone. You wouldn't see when I went, and you wouldn't see when I come and say hello and go again. So as of today, I can just walk or say hello to my first girlfriend for many years. Oh, hello, hi. And for me, it's normal. Maybe she will feel uncomfortable, but for me, I'm okay. And I would walk and go. I can meet somebody who bullied me in school that everybody hated, and I would sit and would eat and chat and do everything, and I'll walk away. Maybe it's self-love. Maybe it's something else. Maybe I've not found the name for it, but I personally feel there's the people you meet today, there's a tendency you might meet, even not them, a replica of them. Or my son or my nephew might meet somebody, and just by the mention of Vanessa, you know, it's a very nice surname.
Hey, Raji. Vanity.
Vanessa, vanity.
I mean, you guys are just throwing bars on me.
No, you see, I'm sitting here thinking, hey, it's your car company, dog, gas could be a sank and I can show you bomb.
Green
We have just a few minutes to go away. So I want us to, if you...
I personally feel one day somebody would just hear the name and say, oh, I remember this gentleman, he did ABC and this. So I just don't like burning bridges.
Right.
So I don't think there's any friendship in the past, no matter how bad it went, that I really have. I still keep tabs with people, crèche, primary school, if I remember you. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so we have 2 minutes to go away. So I just want us to take one regrets. You know, regrets you had like in your 20s. Like you still have, actually. You wish you had done in your 20s. One, we go.
I wish I continued my relationship with God. It is my only regret in my whole life. I wish I started at some point. I let it go at some point. But I wish I'd gotten to know God more. I wish I could have studied God more and walked with Him. Because many people think of God in this sense, that let's worship God so that we can go to heaven. But that's just a small part of it. You build a relationship with God not just so they can go to heaven, so that you can thrive on earth. Because everything that you're doing with your life, if God is involved, it can be several multiples of what you're doing now.
Right.
So that's my only regret. I wish I'd taken God more seriously. I wish I'd understood God for who He is and His role in life more. That's my only regret.
Nice. I'll take a few messages. I like this one. This one, nice, has made me calm. That's my solemn kakras and the Anyway, this one says, Jeremiah has been an exceptional mentor. We crossed paths during my university days in UPSA, where I was a contestant at the maiden SRC business pitch. He was a senior judge that myself and team won. Unfortunately, I lost his contacts after misplacing my phone. He's truly a valuable resource, and I'm grateful for his impacts. Great show, Channel 1 TV. Yeah.
This is a nice way to say, please, he wants your contact again.
Hannah, I love you and the show as well. Thank you. And now it is often when you grow that you wish you had not done certain things, like some relationships you went into, but they are all lessons for us. This is Priscilla in Hacho. Okay, I wish I could take all of these messages, but thank you so much. Thank you for coming through. I wish we could do a part 2. Sing squad. Part 2.
Look, come.
You bring your book. This time the way I can bring placard. Hey. Thank you so very much, gentlemen and lady. I really do appreciate your presence. I've loved the show tonight. So if you have watched, we've been talking about what you wish you had done or the things that you didn't do in your 20s. I bet that some memories have gone down, and then you can take a step further, probably correct certain things, and probably just accept that these things do happen because it is life. My name is Noyo Quarton. Has been the Friends and Family Show. I'll come back tomorrow, same time. Do enjoy the rest of your day. Mwah.